Hello everyone, this is Lolly and I am back for part 2 of my laminated napkin journals. So this was part 1. If you haven't seen this one yet, I will give you a link down below to this video where I laminated a napkin. You can see it's very translucent. And then I stitched in, using the pamphlet stitch, I stitched in the papers here. So that's the first one. And I ran out of time, but I had cut this laminated napkin down into 4x6 pieces. And I want to show you just how fast this can be. So those of you who are doing craft fairs might really appreciate this. If you have a 2-hole punch, this has been the best thing I think I have gotten. And I see them all over. You don't even have to get them from an office supply store, though they have them. And I tell you, every time I go to a thrift store, I see a bin full of these because people are getting rid of them. I have this set for 6 inches. And this is these are very floppy. These are the covers of my journal, but they're very floppy, so I'm careful not to shove them in there too hard because I don't want to warp them. And because they're so soft, I do want to put eyelets in there to hold them in place. Let's see, I have these here, and people ask me where I get my eyelets from. These are old Stampin' Up! Ones that were somewhere at a thrift store. And I'm getting my eyelet setter here. Make sure I have it set on the right thing. So for the 3/16 eyelet, you need this set on A1. I'm trying to see what I have it set on. I do have it set on A1. Very cool. So which one do I want to be the cover? I think I like this one. I think I'll do the yellow one in front. And so I can do different eyelets on the front and the back. I can do that if I want. Let me see what it looks like. I could even put 2 different colors here because this is a very flowery project. Okay, so let me do this. And let's see what I want for the bottom one. I am going to do different colors. I like it. I am only going to do eyelets in the cover, not in the individual pages. So those of you who have journaling cards, you think you know where I'm going with this, is that you can use 4x6 journaling cards and just punch the holes and put them in here and boom, you're done with a journal. And you can use that. You could sell them at craft fairs. I think they're going to be lovely. You could do, you could put junk papers in there, envelopes, whatever you want. But I've just gone ahead and assembled a stack of paper. And what I'm using, let me find my pad here. I'm using this Spring Bloom by Die Cuts with a View. I thought it would be pretty appropriate. So most of the papers that I'm putting in here are from that. So these are journaling cards, but they are not the full 4x6 size. I'm just going to center that in there and not worry particularly about making sure that I have it. I don't resize this. I just keep going. May you always have flowers. I thought that would be perfect. The holes are going to be in the F. These ones are not long enough, but they will still be okay. I mean, not wide enough. So I will have a variety of, this is what I like doing in journals, a variety of sizes. Chin Up Buttercup, how cute is that? Again, I'm just kind of balancing it in there, not being too particular. Making sure that there's no right way on the, up or down pattern here. And you can put some of these journaling cards on there. And this one says, Summer is a State of Mind. And I have some just plain cardstock. And the reason for that is when you have these laminated napkins, they're very translucent. So I like to have a solid color under it, or you will see the pattern through it. So this will be the first page, and the last page will be these. And while I was at it, I was looking at my journaling cards, and I did have some kind of floral ones that I thought would be good in there. These are just journaling cards. I noticed these have rounded edges, so maybe I could round the edges, the corners, excuse me, of my other things. Let me cut that off. May you always have flowers. I think this would be cute on the cover. So let me kind of organize these. I said I wanted this to be the cover. I need one of these under it. I'm going to go ahead and round these so they kind of all match that. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch on the corner chomper and go ahead and do that. And I will pause the video and get all these corners done. Okay. So I got all those rounded. I'm just going to kind of put them in stacks here so that I can figure out what order I want these in. This is my cover. So that means this one is the back. And so now I have nice ivory colored cardstock in between them. And I want to vary up the sizes and the patterns and all that. So the other thing is I got these Project Life, and I love grid paper. So I think I will also add a couple of those. The corners are already rounded, but I want to get a couple of these in here for really nice journaling cards to add to the menagerie I've got going on. There we go. Let's do 3 of them. If I want more, I can add more. Okay, so here's what I have so far. I'm just putting them in order. I don't have to really line them up particularly, like making sure all my holes match, but now I want a short one, meaning it's not as wide as the rest. And I'm going to do a regular one, then a journaling card like that. Now all I need is to get my rings out, but I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to affix this, and I'm thinking about whether I want to put something white under there. This is scrap paper, but just to give me an idea, because it does kind of get lost in the fray. The other thing I could do is ink the edges, which might also help it to really stand up a little bit or pop up. I don't want to use foam tape because this is all very flexible, and I think that just helped it a little bit. So I could use gold paper under. I'm going to use tape, double-sided tape on that. I will just use the ATG. This is the 1/2-inch tape in there. Let's put it at an angle. Okay, now let me get my rings. So these are loose leaf rings. Now I had ordered these in bulk. These are the 1-inch, and you can get these even at the dollar store if you have a dollar store. So let's get these open. Not all of them open well. Sometimes you get a sticky one, like that one. Okay, so now I'm going to start threading them through. There you go. Now that is a very quick journal. You can see that I could get by with the 1/2-inch rings. I didn't have to use the 1-inch. It's pretty floppy. So I could add more pages, and I think I just might add at least a couple more of these just to fill it up a little bit. And the other thing is you could always do decorative edging on the papers before you assemble this. But I wanted to assemble mine and see how full it was and where I felt it could use some help. And so you can stop here, but I think I am going to be putting in a little more, putting in some trim on some of these papers. So I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac out. All right, now let me put this aside, my Fabri-Tac, and let's find some things that need a little oomph to them. Like I've got this, which could use something sticking out from the end there. Let me just look at this real quick. I think I like the bright yellow. This is a very vintage trim here, and this was from a thrift store. There we go. I love how quickly that dries. I'm looking for one of the short ones like this. This one. This is what I'm looking for. I want to add this kind of fringe to that. I think that would be adorable. And this is from Michael's Recollections. Isn't that cute? I really love that. Okay, now, another thing I have is this cute little daisy trim. I thought since, it's floral theme, that would be really adorable somewhere. So let me look. chin-up buttercup. That would be cute there. So would the yellow, but let's look at this. Let's see if this is too wide. I could put the end on there. There we go. I'm going to let the very end of the daisies stick out over the card. Cute. And I have this little piece of yellow rickrack I might want to add in there somewhere. Thinking. I need to trim that up. Okay. Okay, now putting some of the trim on there would interfere with actually writing in the journal, so you do need to be careful. Like I wouldn't want to put this right in the middle here, because that would interfere with writing on the other side. There we go. Okay, folks, there we have it. Cute little journal, very fast. You saw how quickly that came together. And all from a laminated napkin. So what I did was I separated napkins into the single layers first. I pressed them all at the same time, and then I just turned my heat laminator on and laminated a lot of napkins all at once. So it was really time effective. And remember, this one, I had actually had to use self-adhesive laminating on the inside. So you could do that for both sides and not even use a heat laminator. Thank you for watching. Make sure you look at all the links down below and consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much.